Would you like to know what the chart of accounts of a law firm would look like? Well, then you should stick around for this video, Setting Up a Law Firm's Chart of Accounts. If you have any questions about this topic, you can leave them in the comments section below and I'll do my best to help you. And of course, if you feel the video helped you, I hope you will click like and don't forget to subscribe to get updates on new videos that come out all the time. You may well ask, what is the chart of accounts? Well, in the old days, the chart of accounts was called the general ledger. It was simply a notebook where each page in the book was a different record of a different category of transactions. In this example, you could see it's a video company, so page 1 was video income. Every time they did a video job, they wrote it down on page 1. Page 6 was repair expense. Every time they did a repair, they wrote it down on page 6. Then, when they needed to make financial statements or do their taxes, they would simply take the total of each page, and those totals were the numbers that they put on the tax forms and their financial statements. It's the same exact thing with the computer, except it's called the chart of accounts. So, an account is an individual record of transactions. You need an account for each bank account, credit card account, income source, and expense that your law firm has. You will also need other accounts as well, but they will be explained more clearly as we add them deeper into the course. The chart of accounts is the name of the window that allows you to delete, edit, and add accounts to the chart of accounts. So here are the example accounts that we will use for this QuickBooks Online Attorney's course. You must have one account to record all the income you get from legal services. Now, you could separate them into different income accounts so you can track how much money you make from each separate legal service. So as an example of that, we will also have another income type of account for a different service, Notary Public. So all the other legal services that we do will be recorded in legal services income, but when we earn money from doing notary service, that transaction would be recorded in notary income. Then we have delivery expense to record all the money that we would pay to either UPS, FedEx, or any other delivery company for making business-related deliveries. We have postage expense for the money that we pay to mail out letters and serve notice to people whom we must contact through the United States mail. We must spend money on supplies. We must record in the account called transportation expense all the money we pay for business-related transactions. And the two income accounts will appear at the top of the profit and loss, and these four expense accounts will appear in the bottom section, and that report that we show you later will show you your firm's profit and loss. We also have to have a separate record for bank-related transactions, so we need one account in the chart of accounts that matches exactly the transactions in our business operating bank account. We also have to have an account in the chart of accounts to keep track of all the money that clients paid us in advance of receiving legal services for us. That account is called Unearned Legal Fees, and it will equal the total of each client's balance for what they paid us in advance, specifically for future legal services. Then we will have another bank account specifically for the money that we collect on behalf of the client that we will eventually pay to the client. And of course, because we have a bank account that is really the client's money, our books and records must also have an account in the chart of accounts that represents the total money that we owe to all the individual clients whom we've collected money for and have not yet paid them. So these are the example accounts of a typical general law firm, and of course, in your situation, you can get more specific if you need to. So here are the accounts. When you input accounts into the QuickBooks Online chart of accounts, there is more than just the name to input. You can see from this chart that there are 3 pieces of data that you must enter when you set up an account in the chart of accounts. First, you have to record the account name, which we discussed a moment ago. Then you have to tell QuickBooks Online what type of account this is. And only in QuickBooks Online, you have to add another piece of data called detail type. And you will see in a moment, as we read from this list and set up our chart of accounts for our law firm, you will see how we put in each of the 3 pieces of data for each account. Account name can be anything you want as long as you know what it means. Exactly what you type in will be exactly how the account is shown on reports like the profit and loss and the balance sheet. Account type determines what type of transactions can be recorded into it. It determines what financial statements and reports it will show up on. And it determines the position of the account in those reports. So be careful to choose the correct account type when we put in our chart of accounts. Now, detail type is a new piece of data that is specific to QuickBooks Online. It's usually not relevant. It sometimes adds functionality to an account, but that's very rare. And we will not need this in our course. So we will simply read off the list of accounts, and as we read them off, we will record them into the QuickBooks Online chart of accounts. In the top right, we click the cog wheel. We go all the way to the left column, Your Company, and go down and click Chart of Accounts. Now, if this is the first time you're opening the chart of accounts, you have to click this green button. And what you will see are all the accounts that QuickBooks Online already put for you. And these are general, typical accounts that most companies would need. What we're going to do is add the specific accounts that our law firm needs. So let's take a look at the list here, and let's put in the first one, legal services income, and that's an income type of account, and it's service fee income. So in the top right, we click New, and we type in the name, legal, well, we choose income as the type of account, and as the detail type, service or fee income, and for the name, we put legal service, legal services income. I suggest you put the cap locks on and type everything in capital so that when you look at the chart of accounts, you can clearly distinguish between the accounts that we added and the accounts that were already there in QuickBooks Online. And again, the name is Legal Service Income. And then we click, you could click Save and Close, and then observe, if you scroll down to the Income section, you can observe that this account has been added to the chart of accounts. but we will do many in a row. Click New, and then the next one is Notary Income, and that's an income type of account, and that's service fee income. So it's an income type of account, it's service fee income, and it's income from notary service, I guess, notary income. And that's income from performing the Notary Public services. Now you could click Save and Close, but it would be faster if you just click Save and New, and if it disappears, it is assumed it's on the list. Delivery expense is other business expense. Expense, other business expense, delivery expense. Save and New. Now, postage expense, same thing, everything but the name. Make sure that the type and detail type are the same. Save and New. Utilities, actually we can skip utilities expense and put just transportation expense. Save and New. What else? We need a bank account, so we'll put cash in Chase Bank. So this is a bank type of account. It's specifically a checking type of account. Save and New. We also need in our chart of accounts unearned legal fees. Now, some people will argue that it is not an accounts receivable type of account, but I am going to show you a video very soon that explains logically why you must choose this account type even though this is a current liability. You will see this method works properly for attorneys. So we choose accounts receivable, and there's only one choice, and we type in Save and New. We also need an account where it's a separate bank account because attorneys usually keep the money they hold for clients usually in a separate bank account from their normal operating account. And that's a bank type of account. It can be checking because you have to pay them periodically. And let's name it Cash Held in Trust for Clients. Cash held in trust. So let's say bank, checking, Save and New, and the last account represents the money that we owe to the clients for money that is sitting in the cash held in trust account, and that's an other current liability. And look, it has its own detail type for attorneys and companies that operate like attorneys, where they collect on behalf of their clients. So the name of it is Payable Collected Clients Funds. It is a current liability. It is a trust account liability. And by the way, this little thing here will explain the type and the detail type. And we will put the name Payable Collected Clients Funds. And now at the end, we can click Save and Close. And if you scan the chart of accounts, you can see that all the accounts in capital letters are the ones that we just added. You can double check to make sure that the type, detail type, and spelling are exactly what you need. Congratulations, our example chart of accounts is ready for us to use.